how this was not a penalty for South Africa, but this was decided as a penalty when it's clearly just running. This was the most shocking and unfair decisions by the referee. It took them at least 10 minutes to decide if it was a penalty or not, inside or outside the box. For everybody, it was clear that no matter what, it's at least a handball, whether inside or outside. First of all, what type of angle is this? It's awful, you can't tell anything. But from here, you can clearly see it starts in the box and then it touches the ball in his head in the box. It should be a penalty, but the referee goes to check the VAR. And from seeing this right here, he has the audacity to not give a penalty to South Africa. This is the biggest scandal in the AFCON this year. It's awful. He gives a penalty without hesitation to a man running and just touching the face of Salah. But for a full-on handball in the box, it doesn't give it. And for an injury and a VAR call that took 20 minutes, he only gives 10 minutes of added time. The last kick of the game was a corner. He didn't give the corner. This was the poorest display of refereeing I've seen.
One of the worst refereeing displays in AFCON history. The referee, you are a disgrace. Have some shame. What on earth was that performance today? South Africa today have been robbed. A penalty that was not a penalty. A handball that should have went their way. A corner that should have been right at the end. The referee today had no control. And today, South Africa been robbed. Was it because of Mohamed Salah? Can we talk about that? Was the referee and the organization, are they trying to help Mohamed Salah win this game and maybe this tournament? Utterly disgraceful. South Africa will be hard done by. Did they do enough to win the game? I don't know. But for me, at least, yeah, that game should have been 1-1. A fair result should have been 1-1. Disgraceful, man. We cannot be seeing this level of refereeing in AFCON, but people are laughing at us. The world is watching. And this is the level of refereeing we're going to see? Disgrace.
South Africa have been robbed, because how is this not a penalty? It clearly hits his hand, and his hand is in the box. You know what makes it worse? After the ref took 20 minutes looking at it, he gave a goal kick. It's corrupt.
Even Mo Salah said to me after the game, I was surprised that that was a penalty. It was ridiculous, really ridiculous.
Well, understandably so. Hugo Broos, the coach of South Africa there, not happy with the penalty. And he's actually said there that Salah himself was surprised it was given. You know it's bad when the player that wins the pen is surprised they got it. So, look, it's what I was saying. I was right. It was never a penalty. Hugo Broos is fuming, calling it a ridiculous call. And even Salah was surprised he got it. So come on now, please. Let's just openly admit that, you know, Egypt, they're still a good team. They got very lucky and South Africa were robbed. And on another day, well, probably on every other day, that wouldn't be given. And let's not even open the can of worms of the Asset Ibrahim handball, or we're going to be going round here in circles all day. What we have to take from this here is that it's not a good look for CAF when you've got South Africa fuming at the decision and you've got the Egypt captain saying he was surprised he got it. It's not a good look. And the referees haven't been good in the opening round of games. We need better officiating at this cup. We want to see great football. We've got great pitches. We've got a great host. We've got a great stadiums. We need great refereeing, because if this continues, it's going to spoil the competition. So Egypt, very, very lucky. South Africa, robbed. I feel for them. But, you know, Egypt are going to go through as group winners. South Africa, hopefully, be going through as well, and it will be forgotten. But, yeah, you've got to say, Bafana today were robbed.
What the heck was that? What the heck did I just watch? Egypt beat South Africa 1-0. They advanced to the knockout phase. Congratulations to them. But that never should have been the final score. This was daylight robbery. I thought the referees in the Premier League were bad. This was on a different level. South Africa didn't just get robbed. They got robbed in broad daylight. And everyone just stood there and watched. That's what happened today. That penalty on Mo Salah never should have been a penalty. Not in a million years. Madao only had eyes on the ball. That's all he was caring about. He didn't care about Mo Salah. And naturally, when you're a defender, which is something everyone's been saying for years and years and years, millions of times, when you're a defender, you tend to use your arms. Just a human being, you tend to use your arms when you run. So yes, sometimes your arm or your hand can land in someone's face accidentally. It wasn't on purpose. It's not like he intentionally wanted to hit Mo Salah in the face. The worst thing about this was that the ref actually got sent to the screen. He took extra long to have a look at that same action over and over and over again, and he gives the penalty. I mean, the ref had an absolute howler today. He had an absolute mare. But like I always say, the football never lies. The football gods never lie to us, you know. They will always tell the truth. And justice was served. Mohamed Hani makes a silly foul, picks up his second yellow, and he's sent off. And I don't know why he was complaining. I mean, you literally left your foot on someone else's foot when you were already on a yellow, and it was close to half time. So that tells me you weren't thinking straight. But then, the biggest mistake of them all today. I'm not even going to talk about the game. I'm not, because there's no point talking about the game with stupid refereeing mistakes like that. Mokoena takes a shot. The ball clearly touches the defender's hand. Some people are saying it touched his hand, but he was on the floor. Listen, if you're going to give that silly hand in the face foul to Mo Salah, surely you have to give this one to make it even. This takes another 4 or 5 minutes. The ref gets sent to the screen again, and he actually makes the decision to not give the penalty to South Africa. And you know why I think that Egypt player was guilty? He went on the floor and started praying. He started thanking God. So he knew what he was doing. Nah, honestly, man, as much as I would love to talk about the game and as much as I would love to praise South Africa for playing beautiful football once again, they've got some gems in that squad, man. By the way, that number 10, people in the comments have been telling me about this number 10 guy, Mofo Keng. He is silky. I would like to see more of him. Please, bring him on a bit more. But South Africa got robbed today, man. They got absolutely robbed. And I feel for them. I feel for them. If they don't qualify for the next round, which I don't think will happen, I think South Africa will qualify. But if they don't qualify, oh my God. But nevertheless, my South African Dons, keep your head up, win your last game, and you're through.
So Egypt just beat South Africa 1-0. And everything seems normal, you know, Salah penalty carrying his nation to another win. But what if I told you that Egypt and Mohamed Salah just committed daylight robbery because South Africa got done bad in not one, but 2 decisions that changed the whole game? First of all, yeah, that penalty that Salah scored, that was not a penalty. If you are giving penalties for guys grazing someone else's head or arm movement, then we're gonna give a penalty every game. Egypt get the penalty, Salah scores 1-0. But for the whole second half of the game, South Africa are putting on pressure, getting closer and closer to scoring. And then this happens. Number 4 over here takes a shot. It clearly hits an Egypt player in an unnatural position. You think this is an easy penalty for South Africa, right? Wrong. It doesn't get given. Even right at the end of the game, South Africa should have got a corner from a shot that was clearly deflected, but no, they wanted to end the game straight after that. If there are any South Africans in here, just not out with you, because that's robbery.
We have witnessed the craziest game of AFCON so far between Egypt and South Africa. Oh my days, this game was absolute cinema. It had controversial penalty, fights, red cards, and disallowed penalties, man. This game had it all. Let's start with the first controversial decision by the referee. This was a penalty on Mohamed Salah. I mean, it's kind of harsh, it's kind of soft, but look how high his arm is, man. As unfortunate as that is, in my opinion, that's a good decision by the referee. The VAR even checked it. It's soft though, it's very soft. And Mohamed Salah steps up and he scores it to make it 1-0 for Egypt. Then, Mohamed Hani, bro, why did you have to do this challenge? Absolutely unnecessary. And he gets red card. South Africa was dominated that second half, especially because Egypt got red card and they were just playing low block and just counter-attack. And if you guys watch football, yeah, in the top 5 leagues, La Liga, Premier League, these kind of penalties are never given because he's using his hand as a, he's leaning on his arm. He's using it as a support. So these kind of penalties are never given. But this keeper stepped up, man. And Shenawi, with an all-time performance, the defense was absolutely rock solid. And Egypt qualified for the round of 16. Absolute cinema.
One thing I have to commend in this AFCON so far is the officiating. The officiating has been on point, right? We have not had any reason to complain about the referees and complain about the officials and to say, oh, this referee did not do this or this referee did this. Now, this picture is going around and I know that a lot of people feel like this is a penalty. This should be a penalty. This should have been a penalty, especially the South African fans. But you guys need to understand that there are rules to these things, right? And the rule says right? If the ball hits the supporting hand when a player is going down, it cannot be a penalty. Where you want me the player keep in hand, Kwano? That hand that the ball hit was his supporting hand. He was going down in the guy they fall. Now his supporting hand the ball hit. You cannot call this a penalty. Like we have seen this so many times. We see it in the Premier League. We see it in the Spanish League. We see it in the Italian League. Come on now, come on. At this point in time, a lot of us need to understand some of the rules, some of the handball rules, right? A ball hitting the supporting hand of a player that is going down in the penalty box is not a penalty. If it is called if the referee gives it as a penalty, it is a wrong call. That's not the correct call. So this referee tonight was spot on. This referee in this match was 100% spot on, right? There's no controversy here.
Everyone is going to have a different opinion on this. You know, when obviously Egypt and South Africa played today, we saw this towards the end of the game. We see the player going down to ground and the ball touches his hand. Deliberate. I mean, he's trying to break his fall, so I can understand why it ain't given. But we have seen this being given in the past, you know. In the Premier League, Champions League and other leagues, you know. Oh, he's a very lucky boy. He'll be thanking his stars tonight. So yeah, he got away with one. The reason why I feel it was ruled out is because he's trying to break his fall with the hand, you know. And that's the honest it is, you know. But yeah, comment down, what do you lot think? You know, feedback will be much appreciated.